All right, so good evening, everyone. This is the Needham Board of Zoning Appeals. I'm John Schneider, the chair, and we have Mr. Tamkin, Mr. Goldman, Mr. Legris here with us tonight, constituting a quorum. As you heard, we're being recorded and broadcast over the cable news, so don't say anything that you don't want to have recorded in public. I always say, just as a technical matter, so that we wouldn't have to renotice if for some reason we lose the internet or cannot continue, all matters are continued until next month's hearing. But so far in 2 years, we've always managed to get through the agenda without that problem. We have 2 substantive matters tonight, 2 ADUs, but the first thing is to deal with the minutes of last month's meeting. Someone want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from the January 19th, 2023 meeting.
Second that motion, John.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so the first matter tonight is 28 Tudor Road. Gene Shellback, owner, applied for a special permit under section 3.15 and any other applicable sections of the bylaw to allow the addition of an accessory dwelling unit to a single-family residence. Property is located at 28 Tudor Road in the Single Residence B District. Who is here to speak on that?
Oh, that's me. So Jean is my mom. She's having some trouble signing in, so I can speak to that.
Okay.
So we have begun renovation on the house on 28 Tudor Road. My parents purchased the house 28 years ago. And over the last 6 months, we have worked with my mom, made the decision to move in with her, create a ADU space in her existing house for her to live, and my wife and daughter and I will be moving in an additional second floor that we're putting onto the house. And so we've begun construction and are applying to have that space where my mom will be living classified as an ADU.
I'm sorry, I'm late to the meeting, little tech challenged here. Yeah, I heard what Mark said. I'm very excited to be able to meet with you all tonight and make this request for the permit. I'm very excited to have the ability to stay in Needham and to stay in my home, have my own separate space, but also share with Mark and his wife and my grandchild. So this really allows me to stay in the home, which I'm not sure would have been a possibility otherwise. Seems like it's a win-win for both families, for myself and for my son and his wife and kiddo.
Hi, everybody. My name's John Savalonis. I'm the builder on that project. And I just wanted to say that I was here also listening, going through. If there's any questions or stuff that I need to bring up, just let me know.
Well, let's first of all go through the comments we've received from other town officials. The planning board had no comment. The excuse me, Mr. Roach, the building commissioner, indicated that he has no issue with the special permit request, as did the health department and the fire department. I do have a little checklist that I like to go through to make sure that we cover all of those bases based upon the bylaw. So the ADU must be subordinate in size to the principal dwelling, and I take it it's 850 square feet and in the basement, so it seems to meet that requirement. It's self-contained with the provisions for living, sleeping, cooking, and eating. And from the plans, that appears to be the case. It must maintain the appearance and essential characteristics of a single-family house. It seems to me that it does that because it won't even be noticeable from the front.
Correct.
One unit must be owner-occupied, and I take it you intend to continue to reside there as your
Yeah.
principal residence.
Mhm.
The other unit's going to be occupied by your family. Total occupancy cannot exceed 5 unrelated persons. It sounds like you're all related.
Mhm.
Can't exceed 850 square feet or 1 bedroom. It looks like you're right. It must be attached to the principal dwelling, which it is. There has to be at least 1 parking space for the ADU in the principal dwelling. Can you tell us about the parking you have?
Yes, it's a 2-car garage, and there's also 4 parking spaces in the driveway.
Okay, adequate sewage and drainage. Are you on town sewage?
Yes,
Okay, there have to be 2 entrances for the ADU. Maybe someone could explain to us where those are.
so one,
I'm not-
yeah, go ahead.
Oops. I'm not sure if you guys got the latest drawing. The building inspector, Dave Roach, mentioned that he had a difficult time, or somebody had a difficult time figuring out which was the front door. But I have a drawing here. Can you guys, if I try to put my screen on here, can you guys see it?
Sure, you can do a share screen.
This one? All right, can you guys see it?
Not yet.
Wait a minute.
There we go.
You can see it.
You can see it now?
Yes,
We can. And is that the back of the house?
That's the front of the house. That's the 2 garage doors on the left-hand lower corner.
Oh, okay, I see now. Yeah.
The main door is the tan door with the balusters going up
Right.
directly on the front. And let me see if I can get you a back view. Hold on 1 second here. And there's the back view of the entire house right now. This set of stairs, do you see my pointer going up and down?
yes,
That set of stairs is the second entrance into the ADU dwelling. And this door here is another entrance into the main house. And also there's a third entrance in the basement for the main house to go into the garage.
Yeah, we're supposed to have 2 entrances to the ADU. So one of them you're showing there in the rear. What's the other entrance?
The other one is the front door.
Well, the front door doesn't go, the front door doesn't go directly into the ADU, does it?
It goes into both units at that point in time.
Okay, so the ADU is connected to the main residence?
Correct.
door.
They both use the same front door, and then it splits as you get inside the door, left door, right door.
Would you mind just pointing on that floor plan where the ADU is and the door is, front door?
Okay, right here is the AD unit over here. So I'd come in the front door right here, come walking in, and then I'd take a left-hand turn to go into the ADU.
Got it.
Or I would stay here and go into the main entrance here, or I could walk downstairs, or I could go upstairs to the second floor.
And then the back entrance is where again?
The back entrance, I would walk through here and go through the laundry room here, Dave.
through the kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, right through there.
Yep,
So
I
that's
see
the
it.
deck.
Okay,
Says
so,
deck,
And then there's a wood deck down to the ground stairs, yeah.
correct.
I got it. The next requirement is there has to be an interior doorway between the units, and you have that.
Yeah, right
Also-
there.
All stairways must be enclosed. I think you do that in terms of the ADU.
Yes, it's
Uh,
a single story ADU.
And at least under the bylaws, it's currently written, the special permit does not transfer with ownership of the property. Any new owner would have to come back in for an ADU. But that will be changed if the zoning amendment we were talking about gets adopted at town meeting. It will be easier. But under the current bylaw, any new owner has to get a new special permit. It's also our practice to add substantially the following language to any special permit. Upon written request from the building inspector, the owner will provide the evidence that the ADU and principal dwelling are being occupied in accordance with the bylaw. In the event the owner fails to provide such evidence to the building commissioner within 30 days of a written request, the building commissioner may revoke the special permit for the ADU Any such revocation may be appealed to the ZBA in accordance with the procedure for the appeal of other decisions of the building commissioner. Is anyone on the board have a question?
No, I think it was very helpful, all of you working together and pointing us to the exits. So no, it seems very good.
The rendering that you put up on the screen was helpful. I think that the plans that were submitted with the packet were difficult to see.
Yes, sorry about that.
No problem. So has that been submitted to the board besides with the building inspector? Have you sent that over to the planning department?
I did. And he was okay with it. David was okay with it. He's been wonderful from the beginning of this. He was holding my hand through all of it.
Can you make sure you submit a copy of that electronically to the zoning board?
We can. I think I sent it to Daphne, I think her name was. Is she the one
Yes.
who's not here tonight?
Correct.
Yes.
She had
she's
mentioned
on
to
the-
me, she said, John, she goes, you're gonna have to share this. She goes, she was gonna be away and she had sent everything to you guys, but I'll make sure she gets it again next week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and is there anyone from the public, Clay, that wants to be heard on this?
There are no hands raised.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, move that the applicant's request for a special permit under section 315 to allow the addition of an accessory dwelling unit to the single-family residence be allowed with the various conditions, John, that you set forth regarding the notice and response from the building commissioner.
And I'll second the motion with the condition still in place on transfer of the ADU to a without the consent. So I think so there's the new zoning proposal will eliminate that. That won't be adopted until this spring, so it can be modified, I assume.
It'll happen automatically. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Mr. Goldman, Mr. Timpkin, Mr. Schneider in favor, so motion approved.
Congratulations. Good luck with the
Thank
construction.
you. Thank you very,
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Really
It's
appreciate it.
nice to be bringing back your
It'll
family.
take us 3 or 4 weeks to get a written decision. We're a little hampered with Daphne away.
Yep.
But I don't know exactly where you stand with the building inspector, but whether he'll let you go forward, he probably will.
Yes, he was all set with us going forward.
And as long as we have oral approval, and then,
Yeah.
you know, before you can get an occupancy permit, you'll have to have the
Yep.
written decision and record it at the registry.
All
Okay,
right,
thank
sounds
you.
great,
Thank
guys.
you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So much. Take good care. Bye-bye.
Dave, how do I get out of here?
All right, let me shuffle a little paper here. Okay, so the second matter tonight is 50 Morningside Road. Michael and Siobhan O'Connell, owners, applied for a special permit under section 3.15 and any other applicable sections of the bylaw to allow the addition of an accessory dwelling unit to a single-family residence. Property is located at 50 Morningside Road in the Single Residence B District. On that, I think the O'Connells are here.
Hi, I'm Siobhan O'Connell. This is my father, Jerry Cosby, who would be moving into our accessory dwelling unit. My husband, Mike, and I have lived here for 10 years with our 2 children. And we began the process of renovating. We purchased an older home. So we were doing renovations. The opportunity presented itself to create a small apartment for my parents to move in with us after some health issues. So we submitted an ADU. I spoke with David Roach about it, and that's what brought us to you guys this evening.
All right, so let me follow the same practice I followed before. The planning board indicated they had no problem. Mr. Roche gave a somewhat more extensive comment. Let me see if I can figure it out. he had a concern about the second mean of egress through a walk-in closet. And that you've agreed to leave an existing door. I take it, maybe you could explain that to us?
Yes, so I actually, I spoke with Mr. Roach about that comment, but I believe it was during, I think Daphne Collins has been on vacation for a little bit, so I think it was in that, that time period. So I did speak with him regarding that door and the plans that were submitted to you. He is okay with us leaving the door into the existing unit. What was considered a walk-in closet, he's okay with as long as, the door is accessible. So I can certainly show you where that is, but I think on the plans you have, he has, tentatively, he had no problem with that, but I don't know if the note didn't make it to you because Daphne was away.
Well, no. He ultimately said, I just didn't quite understand the comment.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay,
So
we'll go through.
Okay.
Wait a second, and we'll go through my checklist,
Okay,
and then you can address that. The fire department had no issue, nor the health department. So why don't I go through my checklist? The ADU has to be subordinate to the principal dwelling, which I guess it is by size. It must be self-contained with provisions for living, sleeping, cooking, and eating. I think it does. The appearance must maintain the essential characteristic of a single-family house. Do you have a, I guess,
so I apologize. I actually am acting as our GC, so I don't have a rendering, but I do have on the plans, I can hold up the front of our house.
that's right. You submitted
Yep.
with the application
Yes,
The
yep,
the elevations are on it, yep.
an elevation.
Yes,
Okay, so is the ADU, explain where is the ADU? Is it on the left over the garage?
so if you were to look at the, at the existing house, which is a, a single family home, and to the left of it is a 2-car garage, the ADU is actually around the back. So from the front of the house, you don't see the ADU.
Okay.
The way our lot is, it's a walkout, lower level. So the ADU occupies the back of the house. It's the lower level, but it's ground floor from the back.
Okay, so it certainly maintains the appearance of a single family house. You're going to continue to be there. The owner must be the principal occupant.
Yep, my husband and I will continue to reside here, and my parents will be in the ADU.
Right, total occupancy cannot exceed 5 unrelated persons. It sounds like you're all related.
Yep.
Can't exceed 850 square feet or more than 1 bedroom, and plans indicate that. Attached to the principal dwelling, which it is. Tell us about parking. There must be parking for the ADU and the principal dwelling.
So we have in our driveway, we do have enough parking, but there will be a parking, right next to our current driveway for their vehicle.
So you'll have a 2-car garage, 2 spaces in front of the garage, and then a 3rd one for their vehicle.
correct.
That certainly seems adequate. There have to be 2 entrances for the ADU. Do you have something we can look at to confirm that?
So I just highlighted it.
Nothing you can share on the,
Yeah.
No,
right?
sorry, I guess I'm not as tech savvy as everyone else.
Don't worry, I couldn't do it either.
So here you'll see, this is the entrance into the unit from the outside, from the side. We have right now 2 sets of egress windows. So they're full length windows, doubles. And then we also have the entrance into the current home through this walk-in
Got
closet / office.
Got it. Okay, and any stairways have to be enclosed, which they are, and there has to be an interior doorway. As we mentioned to the prior application, you probably heard if you sell the house, the next owner has to come in for a new special permit, although that may get loosened up if the pending zoning gets approved. As with the prior application, we'll want to add some language that if the building inspector asks you to prove who's living in there complies with the bylaw, you have to respond within 30 days or he can potentially revoke the permit. Okay, anyone on the board have a question?
Yeah,
I
I'm just,
do.
go ahead, Howard. I'll come back after you.
No, I just was to say, it looks good, and it's nice to see that you're reuniting with your father there.
Thank you
you.
very much.
I just have a clarification question for the homeowner. The plan that you held up in the bottom right-hand corner, can you tell us what the drawing number was and what the date of the most recent date of revisions was, please?
So this is drawing SK-1 and the latest revision was 1/12/2023.
Okay, so Mr. Chair, the plan that Mr. Roach commented on is a different plan that has a door that he circled and highlighted for us with a note to remain, which is not on the plan that Mrs. O'Connell just showed us.
So I can answer, or I can further explain if you'd like. So when we went for our building permit to renovate the home existing, we obviously had to have our permit approved before we could go for an ADU, request. So when we submitted those plans, they asked us to take out the basement kitchen. So we did so. So in order to go for the ADU, we submitted a new set of plans for the basement ADU. And so his question was, can we, what about the doorway that was in the original set of plans? Can we keep it? What makes the safest access for my parents into the unit? So that was the door he's referring to was from our original set of plans that we submitted, for our building plans over the summer.
I think the issue is have you submitted the current plan?
I
to the
have,
zone-
but
to-
I
To the
submitted,
zoning board?
I did. The current plan that I just showed you is the plan that went to the zoning board. That's one that Daphne has. And what the question he has when he circled that door was, there was why are we moving the door? It might be safer and easier for them to use the other door. But then when we discussed it, it created a set of stairs for them and it was in a less desirable location. He was okay with that. I'm just wondering if it didn't make, your notes this evening, because I had that conversation with him after Daphne went on vacation.
Yeah, I don't think we have that plan.
No, we
Okay.
have both.
I think you have
plans
the
done.
plan,
You do.
right?
We have both plans, but what we don't have is,
His latest notes.
yeah, so he has a note from January 30th.
Correct.
Circling that door, saying that existing door is to remain per Dave Roach comment of 1:30. But sometime between January 30th and today, and everything you said is correct. There's no kitchen on that plan.
Yes.
So that plan that we have with his note is dated June 14th of 2022, and it does not identify the kitchen in the same position as the plan that you just showed us and referenced. So I caught that and I wanted to make sure that the rest.
So,
of them were-
excuse me, I have one plan, SK1. Where is the second, was that emailed to you?
It was on the back of his comment. He put it
Ah.
on 2 pages. So he attached it. That's what he said in his comment. And
Got
he
it.
attached it to the back of it. So it's double-sided, John.
I got it.
Yeah. So
Saving
that plan is
paper.
different. That plan is different than SK1.
Okay, I got it.
That was the original plan submitted with our original building permit, over the summer to him. So he was sort of asking, the discrepancy between the two and, where's the safest place for the door?
Got it. Now I understand. Followed it along.
Okay, I forgot to mention that the engineering department did have a comment that before you get a building permit, you'll have to have a plan that shows you comply with the stormwater distribution.
I did see that,
Okay.
and I sent that comment over to my engineer and asked him if he could address it right away. He said, absolutely. He said to bring any notes from this evening and he would adjust accordingly. I believe for our storm water management system.
Right. Any other questions from the board? Clay, do we have anyone from the public looking to be heard?
There are no hands raised.
Okay, well, entertain a motion.
I'll be happy to, beautiful plan now that I can understand them.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'm glad you can work this out, and it's fantastic that you guys can continue to live together and be comfortable and happy. So my motion would be to approve a special permit under 3.15 for the O'Connells at 50 Morningside Road for an accessory dwelling unit to the single-family residence pursuant to the plan submitted to the zoning board with the application, subject to all terms and conditions as specified by the chair during the hearing.
Actually, I think a small correction, if you'll accept it, it's not the plan submitted with the application, and it includes the subsequent plan that went to Mr. Roach and is now part of the file.
It
I don't think
has-
that was-
It has been filed with the zoning board of appeals,
Right, but it wasn't
Okay.
with the application.
filed with the board.
Okay.
I'll accept your amendment, Mr. Chair. So that's my motion.
You second,
Second.
Mr. Goldman?
I second that motion. Fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Goldman?
Yes, aye. Thank you.
Aye. Okay, so we, 3 members voted in favor. It's approved. Good luck.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you. You guys have been great, and my wife and I look forward to being part of the Needham community.
Well, we look forward to having you.
Welcome. Take care.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's the only business we have. I think before Nick and John came on, we were talking that unless there's some change, we're required to meet in person starting in April. So we've got one more all Zoom meeting, and then we'll see where we are.
Wow.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll finally get those
April,
donuts from Mr.
Those
Lake.
donuts are coming, Mr. Tamkin.
Donuts at night.
Right,
How about fresh fruit?
right.
I
So
was
anything,
hoping- I won't tell you what I told you to drop off at my house, but anyway.
Listen, I gotta be careful driving these streets now. That's my bigger concern.
all right. Is there any other business for tonight?
No, nice to
No,
see everybody.
we-
See you next month.
Good, we
So,
stand
John,
adjourned.
we're on Zoom again next month, and then we're in person in April?
In April, in April, we need to at least have a quorum in person unless there's some change. And
will you be back?
I don't know exactly where we'll be in terms of being hybrid. I've gone to a couple of planning board meetings and they've been able to pull it off. I'll have a lot to learn. It looks complicated to me to have some people in person and some on Zoom, but I think we'll be,
Doesn't work well. It
Are
really
we on the
doesn't.
20th of April? Is that?
I think it's
when we are?
27th.
27th?
Yeah.
Okay, good,
Mm.
because the 20th is school vacation week, that's all, so.
all right.
27th.
All right, so thank you, everyone. We'll
Nice to
stand
see
adjourned.
everybody. See you.
Likewise.
Likewise.
Drive
Bye, guys.
safely and need them.
Oh, I'm very, very scared. Bye, guys.
Take
Take care.
care.
Good night.